Hello there, everyone, and trusting you're having a really great day. It's almost the Sabbath. It's just about Friday night, and in any case, before sundown, I just wanted to talk to you and let you know what my lab results were like. As I did a medically supervised fast and did almost 4 days, just 3 hours short of that. In any case, so here's the results. Okay. As you can see, on day 1.5, I was low, in MCH. And, otherwise, everything was fine. You can see everything was fine. I mean, this is not the entire page, but it does. And on top of that, my blood sugar on that day, a day and a half into a fast, it was 37 hours, and it was 8.1. So for some reason it went way up, even though I was having a complete fast, didn't eat anything, and the only thing I drank was water. But in any case, but here by day 2, you can see that MCH is perfectly normal. It's not low at all. In other words, the fasting, by day 2.5, the fasting had corrected the problem completely. And in fact, my MCH was now at a really good number. So this is quite good. And as you can see, at day 2.5, everything was again normal. It was slightly cloudy for the urine sample, but that's to be expected at 2.5 days into a fast. But otherwise, it was normal, and I was producing ketones. I actually was producing ketones, which is really good because that meant that I was starting to go into ketosis, which means my insulin levels had dropped a little bit, and my body was starting to burn fat. And so, that's quite good. Okay, and all the other normal numbers were normal as well. I mean, I even had a GFR, kidney function of 100%. And so that's quite good. And here I'm fasting at 2.5 days. And my third, the third one, and you can see everything is normal. There's nothing abnormal whatsoever. Okay. And when we got down into here, we find that there's a bit of protein, but it is very nominal. I mean, if it was less than 0.3, it would register as negative. So it was right on the marker at 0.3. So it's nothing to be worried about. It was classified as high, but for 3.5 days into a fast, that was a perfectly good and perfectly okay number. There's nothing wrong with it. And it just means that my body was starting to get rid of, because your body goes into autophagy. And when you get to the point where, where your ketosis, where you're producing ketones, and for me, I was really producing them. I mean, super well. So when you get into ketosis, your body starts to hit autophagy, and other people call it autophagy, but it's autophagy. And it's where the body starts to clean up. It eats itself, which is a good process. It gets rid of things that should be gotten rid of, dead and decaying cells that, just don't need to be in your body anymore. And new cells then have the opportunity to grow where the old cells were. And so this produces a bit of autophagy, and it's a good thing. And so I was a little on the high side. Well, I was actually pleased because I was in ketosis at over 8.0. So that was really good. I was actually in ketosis, which means I was burning fat. Okay? And that is really good. So I had switched over from glucose to burning ketones. And as you can see, they label that as a negative result. Even though it was high, it's still registered as a negative result. In other words, totally, utterly positive. Nothing to be alarmed about. The fact that the ketones were high, it was not a medical emergency, but rather it was good. For the fact that I was now into day 3.5 of my fast. Okay. So that works very nicely. And on top of that, as you can see on the back side, my calcium was normal, phosphate was normal, alkaline phosphatase and alanine and aminotransferase, as well as magnesium and amylase. They're all totally normal, right within the normal range. Just perfectly within the normal, just perfectly within the normal range. Okay. And as you can see, the calcium was totally normal here. Everything absolutely totally normal. Okay, that was day 2. So, see, everything was perfectly fine. And here was the only high day. Like I said, it was at 8.1. And that was a day and a half into 37 hours into a fast. But my kidney function was at 102%. And everything else was absolutely normal. So, as you can see, that's quite good. No surprises here. Everything totally normal. So you can see the fasting did me some good, and that was really, really, really helpful. It was just really great that the fasting was doing me a whirl of good, and that's always helpful. I'm trying to bank this up somehow so that I can talk to you and not have to hold on to this while I check my blood pressure. I just can't hold it up. So that's the best I can do. I'm just going to prop it right here and see where I can prop it, just so that it's propped up for a moment. Okay, best I can do. And so then this is just me checking for my blood pressure and heart rate. And as you can see, everything's normal. I had 110 over 82 and a pulse rate of 82. And it's best not to talk or move while you're taking your blood pressure. So I moved so it's a little bit higher than I would otherwise have. My numbers are just a little bit higher. But as you can see, that's a really, really, really positive result. And so in the refeeding process, I've been feeding on Immunical and Immunical Platinum. And so, that's very important. And the first few times it was just, I'd mix it in with some orange juice and mix it in with a bit of Vega. And, just a tiny bit of Vega and water, and mix it all together. Give it a light shake. And, slowly I've been I've been sipping on it just a little bit, and then take a little bit more and a little bit more, allowing your body just to gradually get better. So as you can see, these are just some of the supplements that I've been, that I take. And, I will be definitely looking forward to getting more of these supplements into me. But you do it one step at a time. The refeeding process is gradual. First 12 hours takes care of the last day of the fast. So it's really critical. You want the maximum benefit out of the fast. And you also want to make sure then you feed your body properly for that, the first 12 hours. And, one of the ways to do that was with Immunical, and so that's really important. And I gradually been adding back my herbs such as sage and black pepper and so forth. And I even managed to get a little bit of my iron supplement into me today. And so that gives you a quick, brief extra update. And, it helps you to know what's going on in terms of what's going. And I'm going to be looking forward to the fact that I'm going to be able to eat some pot barley soon. And that will be really nice. But it won't be today. But it'll be nice to be able to eat some pot barley and, get a few other things into me, along with making sure I get in my nutritional yeast into me. I take a little bit, don't take very much, but it's really loaded with B vitamins, so it's a good thing to have. And so, it works very nicely. And on top of that, the fact that my blood work, started to be, better than it was before the fast began. In other words, I was definitely improving as the fast went on. The fast literally corrected some of my blood work, and that was really good. So, and kidney function only went down to 98 from 104, which is to be expected. It goes down a little bit on a fast, but if you refeed properly, not only will your kidney function bounce back up, but it will be better than it was before. So in other words, you will have an improved kidney function if you refeed properly, and as long as you don't overextend yourself on the first time you're fasting. Part of fasting is making sure that you don't overextend yourself, making sure you rehydrate properly. I'm trying to drink 2.5 liters of water now. And, you're supposed to drink a lot of water, between 2 to 2.5 liters of water per day for someone who is, say, around 200 pounds. And even if you're 180, it's still 2 to 2.5 liters, even 160, 2 to 2.5 liters every day of water. Okay, and juice is not water, milk is not water. Okay, smoothies are not water, vegetable juice is not water, juicing is not water. Doesn't even matter if it's cellular, celery juice, or that's not water. Water is water, and I recommend bottled water. Okay, the kind I have has a few minerals in it. It's real, genuine bottled water. Okay, and some of the supplements that I take, is vitamin B1 benfotiamine. Okay, it's a fat-soluble B vitamin, and it's much better that way. Okay, and it's really good for you and helps your nerves. And then there's K21, there's Vega, there's my Immunical that I take on a regular basis, and my Immunical Booster Orange and Immunical Booster Green, and the on-the-go shake. So, these are really good things, and it's also important to eat properly. So, getting something like pot barley into you, getting potatoes with the skin on is very good for you. Sweet potato with the skins on is good for you, and also whole grain brown rice. And I said whole grain brown rice is also really good for you. You're going to have to wash the rice because it's not clean. I mean, it's whole grain. You're going to have to wash it. You'll have a few bugs in it. You're going to wash it thoroughly. And then once you've washed it, then you're going to cook it. And you have to wash it properly, and then there's no bugs in it. It'll be nice and kosher. And just make sure that everything you buy is kosher. I mean, even this pot barley is right there, certified kosher. Okay? And so it's really important that it be kosher, because halal is not kosher, and it never will be. Halal is not kosher. Okay? And that's part of, the whole thing is things have to be kosher. So just make sure you buy what is actually certified kosher. Okay? Make sure it's certified kosher. Make sure it is, healthy for you. And and as you can see, everything here, the Immunical is certified kosher. And that's really important as well. Okay? Even my even this nutritional yeast is certified kosher. Okay? So, make sure that you get things that are certified kosher. Okay? That way you're you're eating properly. Okay, so you have a really great day coming. But I thought I would just give you a nice update, let you know what was happening. The fast ended almost 24 hours ago now, and, I've got a lot more energy. The ringing in my ears has gone from a major complaint down to a dull roar. And my vision has improved. And on top of that, my sense of smell has improved, which is really nice. And my food does taste a lot better. So that's really good too. All right. So you have a nice, wonderful day. God bless, and enjoy the Sabbath. The Sabbath is, of course, from Friday at sundown till Saturday night. So enjoy the Sabbath, and you have a really great day. Okay, bye.